course, they're missing their stars, Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, which is always a contributing factor anytime they have a slow offensive night. But I think the goals are just hard to come by in this series, which seems so far to be dominated by defense and goaltending. What do you think, partner?
Well, I think the spirit of Eastern Conference hockey is defense. So you're going to see Fleury, of course, being put at the forefront. I mean, goals are harder to get in the Eastern Conference. You see less scoring and more defense and physical play. So definitely Marc-Andre Fleury is a big contributing factor.
Absolutely, has been stellar all year. And by the way, I just want to mention Craig Adams scored with the only Pens goal, in Game 2. I've become such a huge fan of this guy since he's been in Pittsburgh. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion, a Harvard graduate. He's as smart as they come, really hard worker, a great locker room influence. He can really pull off a mohawk, and he continues to produce offensively as well as defensively in the playoffs. All right, our final question comes to us from Bill from Newcastle. Hello again, Bill. He asks, who will be replacing Chris Kunitz in Game 4? Well, there's a couple of players that come to mind immediately. Mike Comrie, Eric Tangradi. Partner, who do you think it'll be?
I think you'll probably see Tangradi, provided that he's fully recovered from that concussion he had during the season. So probably Tangradi in that slot. There's a couple other good choices. You mentioned
Mike Comrie.
Yeah, Mike Comrie would also be a good choice. Also, Derek Englund is a healthy scratch that you could potentially put in that slot. I think as for the slot itself, you'll probably see Mark Letestu move to that line to helm that line in place of Kunitz.
Absolutely, and hopefully one of our backups can step in and play just as well as Chris Kunitz can. And really quick before we go, here the 10-year deal signed by Gary Bettman with NBC. What does it mean for the future of hockey, partner?
Well, I think, honestly, I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on it. People still wanting ESPN games and things like that. But I think it's a great and wonderful thing, if you ask me. I mean, you look at how far up the viewership is this year for hockey. 12% more viewers on Versus, 29% on CBC. I mean, that's huge. At the beginning of the year, most people only predicted 5 to 6% ratings climbs. And to get 12 or 29%, it's amazing.
Absolutely. Ratings are up so high this year, and maybe at some point the Stanley Cup playoffs will have as high as ratings as the Super Bowl does. And Gary Bettman's comment on the contract, this is the most significant U.S. media rights partnership in the league's history. NBC Universal/Comcast is one of the most important connected and wired media companies in the U.S., and as the potential of the NBC Sports Group is realized, the importance of our relationship will become more apparent to hockey fans and our business partners. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for this week. We will see you all here next Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us here this evening. And Craig, once again, pleasure talking with you, and I'll see you here next week.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great week, and so long.